Good evening. Good evening and welcome to the Jaguar Wright Effect. What's going on, guys? It is I, Jaguar Wright, and it's good to have you all back again for the weekend wrap up. It is a joint venture as usual. Throw a little promo in. Make sure you guys don't forget to get on over to Set in the West and subscribe. Like, if you got a hype button, hype. As you guys know, Set in the West is also the producer for the Jaguar Wright platforms, including for his own. He will be here in a little bit as we get into. I just want to give you guys a trigger warning. This might turn out to be a slightly intense conversation because of what we're going to be talking about. So do yourself a favor. If you feel as though you can't handle certain parts of this conversation, like anything about, child SA or, you know, um, predators and their proclivities and all of that jazz. Like, if you feel as though you can't handle that, then this is probably not the conversation for you. But it's a conversation that needs to be had, and we're going to have it tonight. So let me take the time first, start by saying, hi, my name is Jaguar Wright. I am your host right now. And here I am to share my unfiltered commentary with you, which is kind of lame because the truth is I've become kind of filtered over the years because, YouTube is a very touchy space. Very touchy space. You can't really speak as freely as you'd like. Otherwise, you find yourself penalized in one way or the other. And, that's no fun. But it's kind of interesting because as we get into this conversation, there's a couple of parts of it where I'm starting to realize that isn't necessarily true for all. Maybe true for some, but not true for all. Oh, thank you so much, ACG. Welcome into the building. So yeah, let's start by just saying, hey, up, Reese, you're back. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, you came in early to drop a line. All right. Well, we're glad you're back with the family. What something Okay, got it. Got it. All right. I was just looking at a message from Reese because Reese has always been a member. And we love that you just keep on coming back. We appreciate you. We have Alina's in the building. Hi, Patricia. We got Mike D in the building. We got our girl, Myrna Sanchez. As always, nothing but love here. That's our girl, our Honduras, or should I say Honduran prayer warrior. Okay, we got Stretch, Learn. What's going on? Good to have you here. Golden Aries. And let's not forget our family over there on Kick. For those of you who are there on Kick. Oh, hey, Auntie Leah, how are you? Air Force Robin is in the building. What's going on, Lauren? And we have our other Archangel, Michael, one of our kick-ass moderators that we have for the platform. What's going on, Winter? We got Patricia Lewis over there. Kick. Dr. Jacko is here, as always. Good to see you back in effect. We missed having you. And, guys, I can't begin to tell you exactly how much we love our community here and how much we appreciate all of you. So thank you so much. Brandon, what's up? And guys, if you haven't take time, go on over there for those of you who aren't. And make sure you subscribe to Auntie Leah, Kicking It with Auntie Leah, her platform over there. She's doing, some really, really, really heartfelt social justice commentary. She's been, very much so invested in the Nolan Wells conversation, like many people have. But, she has a very unique point of view that she shares with the audience. So, yeah, make sure you check that out. And of course, Archangel Michael, who is our I guess, our badass. He's been fighting the good fight with us for quite some time, and he has a lot of also just very passionate, compassionate, and mindful, heartfelt content and commentary that he does over on his channel. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Okay, we see Chi-Town in the building. Okay, I think we got a good shit. Hold on. Wait a minute. Alien, thank you so much for the jewels. Okay. All right, guys. Well, to start the conversation, hold on a second. Oh, yeah. And just in case, Auntie Leah is dropping links. Okay. So if you want to click on those links and get yourself acquainted with some of our fellow Jag Nation warriors that we have here. And also, don't forget Sat in the West LA. Thank you, Auntie Leah, for dropping those links. Appreciate you. I remember when I first met her, we were both moderating for Ticket TV, and having her here working with our platform, it has been a joy. And we appreciate all that you do. So, for those of you who know, I am a Sabbath keeper, so I will say Shabbat Shalom. I always acknowledge the Sabbath because it is very, very, very important. I used to think it was a punishment when I was a kid. No TV, no hanging out, no mundane, normal life things. You have to give it all up and just focus on God and God's purpose and what God wants for you, and sharing your life with God, just being grateful, being thankful, knowing that he is in control. And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, like this wicked ass world, like the things that are going on in this wicked, bitter earth, it'll make you, it's crazy enough to almost get you to believe that God isn't here. It's just the demons. It's just the weirdos. It's just the deviants. There's no God here, right? Like, how could there be a God here with the kind of stuff that's going on? It makes me think about me when I was younger. Thank you so much, Lydell. Appreciate you, Believe. When I was younger, there were some really, really, really terrible things that happened to me. And it's wild because I'm not special. Terrible things happen to all kinds of people. Some of them happened to me when I was very young. Some of them happened to me when I was a little bit older. So I found it very, for me, like especially dealing with all of the hoopla of the exposure campaigns and, people trying to expose me and label me as this and label me as that. When you see people who play with people's victim stories, like, it's one thing to say you don't believe someone. It's another thing to tell them that they're lying about what happened to them. I mean, like, one of the hardest things that someone who's been victimized can do is share their story. It's one of the hardest things to do in the world. Matter of fact, most people don't want to share their stories. That's why most people don't file police reports. That's why most people, just suffer in silence or just go into therapy or find group therapy or whatever the case may be. There are so many people who do not report the terrible things that have happened to them. And a lot of times, people also don't report because they're afraid. They're afraid of what their attacker or their abuser will do to them. Because the truth is, can you really count on law enforcement to take care of you? Can you really count on law enforcement to protect you? Like, it was wild. I was talking to, Sat in the West one day, and we were having a conversation, and he brought up a very interesting fact that a lot of people don't even acknowledge or pay attention to. The police are not obligated to save your life. If you're hurt, or if you're harmed, or if you're coming to a space where, like let's just say someone is trying to duel you in, a cop can choose whether or not they put their life on the line. I didn't know that. And salute to Set in the West. Are you? And I mean, I'm not,
I'm,
I'm
I'm
not
right here.
gassing here, am I?
No. No, they are not. That's not their duty. So yeah,
So I want people to think about what that actually means. Someone with a badge and a firearm with the means to protect you, and technically, they don't even have to. When I
well,
think of, huh?
no, I was gonna say the only thing they're not supposed to do is violate your constitutional rights. That's what they're not supposed to do. But as far as protecting you, no.
It's interesting when you see slogans like protect and serve, right? Protect and serve, yet they don't have to. What I've come to realize and learn about law enforcement on so many different levels, especially with my many dealings with law enforcement throughout the years, forced. It's they're not always there for justice. They're there for cleanup. They're there to maintain a status quo. That's what I've come to learn. I've sat down with police officers in an interrogation with evidence exonerating me face to face with detectives. And they literally told me, I don't care if it's real. You're going to jail anyway. Can you imagine? Detectives ignoring evidence that exonerates the person that they're persecuting because they want that arrest. And I've had all kinds of people say all kinds of things about me. I've had all kinds of people make up all kinds of things about me. But the one thing that I can promise you that I have never exaggerated is an outcry story, whether it came from someone else or whether it was mine own. So for me, the conversations that we're going to get into tonight, trust me, I'm putting myself in a space because as someone who has survived SA and all kinds of bitter attacks, what I've witnessed online in the past 2 weeks, for me, crazy. Taking me to a whole nother space, to a whole nother level. And when I when I did my live yesterday, And there will be a part two. That part two is still coming. My God, it was like maybe it's time to quit because the bad guys, the bad guys are in control. They got it all set up for the bad guys. They're not interested in protecting people. They're not interested in saving people. They're not interested in anything other than, I don't know, preserving stories, monetizing content, making sure cases go through. Like, I don't think people get like how law and order works. Like, a lot of money is made off of trials. A lot of money is made off of verdicts. A lot of money is made off of all of these things. And most of the time, it's not even about the people that are intimately involved who are actually going to be affected. Do you think I don't know. What do you say?
No, you're right. It's like war when you realize, especially since World War One, it's all about profit. So the court system, and I like how Jordan Maxwell used to break it down. Rest in peace. You know,
Mm.
you look at what the courts are. He says you're playing a game. If you're going to a court, like a tennis court, basketball court, the bench, the bank, you know, the judge. It's a game. And I was like, yeah, it's money being made. That's really what it's all about. It's money being made.
A lot of
And
money.
when you deal with the police, let's even talk about this real quick.
Hmm.
Police catches a young white influencer. Well, I mean, pretty much what you know about the little African kid, the little African boy who was dating a white girl, and she ended up beating him and doing all that, unaliving him.
Oh, you're talking about the OnlyFans
Yeah,
situation.
she
That,
gets.
ooh,
She recently got sentenced to 6 years. She's already been in there for 4, so she's gonna get 2. She about to be out like Diddy for unaliving a black person. Yeah, police. Everything was right there, and so it just goes to show you. I mean, you really just got to look at this so-called criminal justice system and who it really works for.
appreciate you, Kenzen. Listen to me. When I first, because I was late to that story. I'm late to a lot of things unless I'm tracking something or unless something crosses you know, my path or darkens my doorstep. I'm late to a lot of things. I'm really not as nosy as people like to try to make me out to be. And I just remember looking at that whole situation. That girl, little girl from Texas, that girl, she was a disaster and did nothing but lie to the police. She lied about everything. But when I was looking at the footage, the body cam footage of her at the place with the young man lying on the floor, you know, either close to being expired or fully expired. You couldn't quite tell because they haven't even really been all of that forthcoming about his TOD either.
Mm-hmm.
His time of demise. They've still been, and I can see why they encouraged her to take that deal and why they made it such a sweetheart deal. Because I don't think she got 6 years because of her alone, or even because of her skin tone alone. I think, all of those things can play factors. Like, for crying out loud, I can't imagine a black girl who could have done something like that and then just decided, hey, I'm going to go to Hawaii and kick it. I'm going to go to rehab. I'm going to go to Hawaii and I'm going to act like none of this ever happened. And like, it's funny how she acted like nothing happened at all. She cried a little bit that day after she lied on him and said all kinds of wild stuff. And then not long after that, she left and she went to Hawaii. I mean, Hawaii is technically still the United States, but if you are, facing unalivement charges, usually they don't let you just go running off far distances, because the truth is she could have went anywhere else on the western side of the world where they don't have extradition treaties, places like Bali, where she would have just been able to, just choose not to come back, kind of like Russell Simmons. So, but for me, I honestly believe that a good share of why she was able to get that sweetheart deal that she had was because the police did a terrible job with that case. I think the trial would have exposed what the police did wrong in that entire situation. And I think a lot of times people don't realize that when people get sweetheart deals or get let off of things or things, like, how did that happen? They're not always protecting the defendants. A lot of times they're protecting the system and the people that work for it.
Speaking of, like, you said Texas, I find it interesting. It's the same thing with Botham John. Same thing, white lady throwing, unalive African. It's just like,
yeah. Well, you're talking about Bottom John, and that whole situation for me was absolutely insane. My ex-brother-in-law, he was the bailiff for that. He was the bailiff for her trial, for Amber Geiger. And it was so crazy to me because they were all excited that he was going to get to be on TV. A good share of them, my ex's family, they work in law enforcement there, or work with law enforcement. And what I come to learn and find out was that case was already decided, because this wasn't just some white woman. This was an officer. She was a cop. She had a badge. The only reason she didn't walk like they wanted her to was because there were elections and a lot of black people were like, she got to do some time or it's going to be a problem out here in Dallas County. But if that hadn't have been the case, she'd have walked. She would have walked. She lied about everything.
I think she was effing that African guy, but that's
no, she was. No, she was. No, everyone knew that. Everyone knew that. They hid it from, but everyone in Dallas knew. She wasn't just sleeping with him. She was sleeping with
a bunch of other guys,
on the force.
Yeah, I know. I heard about that.
And she made, like I said, I was around people who were involved in and around that case. She made it very clear that she had video, she had footage, she had all kinds of stuff on the officers that she had been spending time with on her unit. and she was willing to let it all fly. And half of them were married, and one of them, from what I heard, allegedly, was a commanding officer as well. You know, law enforcement they be doing stuff. But it's funny, for all of the things that they are doing, there's a million things that they should be doing
Hmm.
that they never seem to do. So, all of this is going to, I think, tie into the overall conversation that we're having right now. And salute to everyone that's here. Once again, thank you, Kenzen, for the jewels. Um, I guess we can start from. Should we start with young Pharaoh?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just start there.
So go ahead and put me up to speed, pull me up to speed, because I just remember young Pharaoh being conscious community, young brother
Yeah.
out there, spitting, fighter. He was, he fought. He had to deal with a bunch of weirdos online, and then he get into some legal issues or something like that, and then he was gone for a minute, right?
I mean, it's funny. He was and he wasn't. You know, do you remember like around the Diddy trial when people were like, what's going on with you? We can't find you. What happened to you? You're not
Mm-hmm.
online anymore?
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, what are you talking about? We're online every day. I can't find you. I feel as though that's what happened with young Pharaoh during his
Okay.
fall off period. Because the
Okay.
truth is, he never stopped being online. He was online
Okay.
consistently. And but unfortunately, for whatever reason, the only people that seemed to have access to his feed were the people that were stalking him and the people that followed the stalker's content.
Mm.
Kind of like with us.
Mm.
You know, the young Pharaoh story for me, once again, something else that I was late to the party on. Because you know what I've come to realize? There are a lot of people that I probably should have seen, should have even collaborated with at some point in time. But they never came into my algorithm. Not once, not never, not ever. Interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll never forget when I first met Megan McGlover. Shout out to Megan McGlover, the woman who acts more like a doctor than some people who call themselves doctor.
Mm.
You know, it just trips me out when I think about the worlds between Megan McGlover to Cheyenne Bryant. My God. But anywho's in, like I had never ran into her and she was viral. So I'm starting to learn that sometimes there's like a manipulation that happens in these algorithms that keeps certain people from bumping into each other online. Or do you think
Mm-hmm.
I'm over exaggerating?
No, that's the truth.
So, in the fall off moment that you were referring to with young Pharaoh, he was being tracked. And it's funny because it was like after the whole, because he had a collision with Nature Boy too. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
Oh no, I
I
didn't
had to
know
go
that.
back. Yeah. Apparently, he was exposing at some point in time Nature Boy. No different than me.
Hmm.
Which is why I find it funny when I hear people say, oh, yeah, when he was involved with Carbon Nation and Nature Boy. Like, it's funny. They took it and they spun the story. He was trying to expose this guy for what he was doing and how he was taking advantage and doing all of that. But instead, the story got inverted and tried to make him a member of their quote unquote cult. Funny. Because guess what? Right after that, guess who did an interview with him when he got to Texas?
Oh,
Tresha K. And then guess who he interviewed with right after that? Storm Morrow.
mm,
And then the next thing you know, nothing but legal trouble and being forced in and out of psych wards.
wow.
Does that sound familiar to you in any way?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Really? Tell me how.
Yeah, you know.
You know, Pharaoh was exposing a lot and he was young. He had a huge platform at one point in time and he was making a lot of money. They started pinning stories on him, calling him a scam artist. They said that he had, I'm trying to remember, Sandra Bland, they said that he had raised money for her that he never gave to the family, called him a liar, called him a thief. And there was issues with the baby's mom and the women that they were dealing with. And it's so funny because people, I've been hearing them, kind of like talk about him and say stuff like, oh well, he had become paranoid and he was accusing his baby's mom and the women that he was involved with of working against him and teaming up against him.
Mm.
I find it funny how people word things, making him paranoid and delusional. Well, after the last time he was hospitalized, which was earlier this year, late, like around, I think it was like late April, early May, I became aware of it because some people that used to stalk my content and stalk me in real life, those Beam Team people, they were back
Mm.
on him again. And that's when I realized he had just been released from a forced psych hold. Again. Now, in the midst of all of that, I started seeing him online and I could tell, like, watching his content is very triggering for me. It's very, 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 very triggering for me because I see the pain and I know he's not bullshitting. Like, I know he's going through it. You can see the PTSD all over him. He is triggered beyond belief. But for whatever reason, there's certain people. Well, I'm not going to say for whatever reason, because I'm no fool to how this works. He doesn't have anybody left.
Yeah.
So he's dealing with the people that have access to him, that he can have access to, where he can get some kind of support or some kind of help. Like, you remember I showed you what was going on with him. It was like a month ago, maybe. And he had just gotten out of the hospital, just been released, and he was sitting there online with some guy talking about weaponry and doing this and doing, and you was like, yo, he doing too much. He doing way too much. And I'm like, who is this person that he's talking to? Because it sounds more like a setup than help. And I'm just like, what in God's name is going on here? Well, apparently, he has spiraled all the way out of control at this point in time. He's gone full manic. And the recent stuff that I've seen of him is equally as heartbreaking and just uh it's driving me insane because I know that they're doing the same thing to him that they've done to me or tried to do to me. I feel it. It's palpable. It's impossible for me. Like I'm triggered just watching him. So now he's wearing 3-inch nails and he's got a stripper pole and he's trying to get some rainbow lights because he wants to be rainbow bright. And he's got his pink champagne and his edibles and he's just going to twerk it all the way to, I don't know. It was, but see, this is the kind of stuff that the enemy loves. Ooh, the enemy loves this. To take somebody who had such a heavy impact, especially on the youth, to get the youth to see life in a different way, to see what the system is doing, to see, oh my goodness, it's just crazy. Because he's done. He's done. I'm not saying that there's no coming back for him. I'm not saying that at all. Because I think everyone can find their space. I think everyone can find their way back. It's just, whoo. I pray for that. I pray for that young man. I do. I pray for him. Some people are saying that he's been cloned. Some people are saying that he's experiencing MK Ultra. Some people are saying he always looked fruity to me. People are saying a lot of things. And what I see is someone who is definitely suffering from complex PTSD, who's been stalked, harassed, and in my opinion, set up by some of the very same people. How funny is it? Especially the whole carbonation thing. He was trying to bust that whole thing up just like I was, and then the next thing you know, he's now a part of it. And then the next thing you know, he's sitting down with Tasha K. And then the next thing you know, he's sitting down with Storm Monroe. And then the next thing you know, nothing but legal troubles. Totally considered an unreliable person. Labeled and marked a scam and a fraud and a liar. And now crazy. And now a whole rainbow bright twerking sensation. It's insane. That's what's going on with him. It's insane. In his little, efficiency apartment somewhere where he's filming constantly and regularly for the world to watch. He's literally, it's almost as if he's just chosen to become a part of the madness so that he can survive. I don't know. What do you think? You think I'm tripping?
No. I mean, like I was saying, I'm somewhat familiar to, some of the people that he was inspired by or whatever. I didn't know too much about the whole thing with Carbon Nation, but I know, Young Pharaoh is no joke as far as just just letting it be known. Like he wasn't he was somebody that you just ain't finna just cross him or say anything to him and he wasn't gonna respond. I just remember that about him. But yeah, now you see he has the whole fingernail stuff. He's identifying as LGBT. This is weird, just on a whole bunch of different levels. Because yeah, like you said, it's almost like, let me see, Muhammad Ali. Everybody knows who was the guy that he knocked out. That Sonny List? No, that wasn't Sonny. I think that was. I think that iconic photo of him standing over, boy, knocked him out. Right, had him on his back. But he got older, and he had Parkinson's, and I hated the fact that he came out during the Olympics and he was shaking, and it's like, I mean, God bless him, may he rest in peace, Muhammad Ali. But it's like that last image of him. I wouldn't say humiliation ritual, but it's kind of like that.
It was given humiliation ritual to me.
Yeah, it's like, man, the greatest. They can't let our greatest go out on top. This is what I'm saying about the young Pharaoh situation. He was basically just, some of the young people's, their greatest. And he was spitting. He was speaking truth to power. So this is what he does now. This is interesting.
It's kind of wild. By the way, please forgive me. I've just been observing the chat, and there's someone in here who I'm not quite sure. I'm not going to call anybody out by name. What I am going to say is this. This is a respectful community. Please be respectful to one another in the chat. And also, please be respectful to my platform, to the hosts here, and just don't do too much. And I'm sure you know who you are. Please don't do too much. Now, everybody has their own opinions about how they feel. But from someone who is a targeted individual, because I can say that with clear conscience and not feel like I'm gaslighting or tripping in any way. Set in the West is my producer and has been a witness to my life for over 2 years at this point. If I were to say to you, do you think I'm a targeted individual? What would your answer be?
Yep. Yes, indeed. You are.
So, as someone who is a targeted individual, our point of view on how certain things look when it comes to certain situations, it's going to be a little bit different than everyone else. I'm coming to learn that when it comes to this whole content creating, social media, YouTube foolishness, this game that people play with real people's lives, I'm starting to realize that what the audience sees is not necessarily what's true, but what's been crafted for them. If I hear another content creator on YouTube say, well, do you know such and such storyline? Well, see what their narrative is. Do you know such and such storyline? Like real people? Real people don't have storylines, they have lives. Real people who share their testimony about what they've lived, that's not a narrative, that's their testimony. But see, when people get online and they start watching, they get caught up, don't they? They get caught up in the I guess the excitement in witnessing either someone's rise or someone's fall, in witnessing someone's success or their failure. These parasocial relationships, it's dangerous, in my opinion. Because if you're literally believing everything that's coming off the screen without having intimate and accurate knowledge of everything that's happening in the backdrop, if you are truly believing everything that you see, then God help you. Because there are whole groups of people that sit in chat rooms, in discords, creating stories. And they carry them all out. They play them all out. Like, I'll never forget when people was running around talking about, oh yeah, well Jag, she in on it. She a part of it. She's this, she's that. It wasn't until I started calling YouTube out for listing me as a reality TV star, as a reality TV series, that I understood the danger in what's happening here online. Because labeling what I was experiencing and what I was documenting, my gaslighting, my gang stalking, all of that, they tried to convince people that it was just entertainment.
Truman Show.
In real time. And Carla, I agree with you completely. That streamer university, it's most definitely the devil's brew for the youth. So imagine for those who are orchestrating all of this stuff and trying to deceive and to destroy the future's mind and chance at actually being free from mass hypnosis, because that's what this is at this point. This is mass hypnosis, what we're experiencing online, and I'm just sitting here looking at it. I looked at the video with this poor kid, this young pharaoh, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, he's troll food. He could have been one of the most powerful voices for his future. And look at what the internet done to him. Now, I know some people think that he's a plant. I know some people think that he's a fraud. You know,
To me, not to cut you off, I don't think he's a plant or a fraud. I look at him like I looked at the situation with Professor Griff. If everyone who's not familiar, Professor Griff was basically Jaguar Wright of the early days, right? And Griff, solid dude, solid brother. Just he says it like it is. Got much respect for him because he opened my eyes up to a lot of things. He opened up a lot of people's eyes to a lot of things that were going on in the industry. And Griff was doing his thing online. I remember before the YouTube days, because he He had the blog talk radio, and he had, I'm not going to say who the person is, but everybody, if you know the story, everybody knows Griff was doing this thing by himself. Then he brought a young lady, or let's just say a young lady got attached to Griff's name and started basically, kind of doing content with him. They were doing things together, and then all of a sudden, it's like all hell broke loose. Like Griff got in an accident, and there was all kind of stuff that happened to Griff, and all this was like, it wasn't orchestrated online like to the degree where you got people nowadays where it's just like you get the play-by-play, like where someone gets pulled over by the police, like Krishan Rock and Blueface. He gets pulled over by the police, and it's IRL live stream. No, it wasn't like that, but it was definitely like people following him, it was all types of crazy stuff. But there were certain people that were in his life. I met him at the time. That's when I got that interview for Set in the West. I met him. This was before the whole thing with Dallas. You remember the thing that happened in Dallas, right? And then they had plastic the guy's face who did. So what happened in Dallas? There was a guy who went ahead and just went on a F the PD like rampage, and he's the first U.S. citizen to be unalived by a robot dog, right? A robot machine. But he started blasting, boom, and they were like, they put his name out there. He was an ex-military vet, blah blah blah. They put pictures of him out there. They put a picture of him in Professor Griff. He just happened to be taking a picture with Griff, put it on his Facebook. And they were setting Griff up. We saw it. And we started a campaign, Hands Off Griff. For those who know, they know. Yeah, they plan and I'm gonna say that it's the guy LC. Liar. Let's just say, I think because I'm honestly just under the impression, he's behind a lot of stuff.
Well,
on this channel.
Let's just, for the sake of those who know and for those who are learned, let's just call him Russell Simmons' intern. Let's just refer to him as that. Russell Simmons' intern.
Yeah.
LC. No, but please go ahead. Not LP. Not LP, not RLL. No. LC, former head of Def Jam before the Jigga Man. Russell Simmons, intern.
Mm-hmm. But that's
exactly.
All I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say. The same play that's going on with the Young Pharaoh situation. I just don't know who's intricately involved in his life like that, but you start noticing people popping up on this person. They're basically with Griff. It was a honey trap situation. I don't know if that's going on with this guy, but for him to, I don't think he didn't give off moist vibes to me. But hey, now all of a sudden he's on, Team Moisture. Like, it's crazy. I don't know.
He had a stripper pole that he set up in his little efficiency apartment and was talking about how upset he was that he didn't get to be able to get the rainbow strobe light so that he could twerk on his pole under the rainbow.
So they must have cloned.
Let's
Armand
take this and once again, this is not us downing anybody from the LGBT community. This is not us making fun. This is us saying this is bizarre.
For him.
Because 4 months ago, when he got out of the hospital, he wasn't acting anything like this. He was online having questionable conversations, though. Not even 4 months ago, like 2, 3 months ago, he wasn't acting like this. What I'm seeing, and mind you, all of this is being documented by a bunch of YouTubers that are stalking his content. He's over there on TikTok, half naked most of the time, and highly, highly triggered. Like, I'm sitting there looking at him. As someone who has complex CPSD, I know what this looks like. And what he is experiencing, in my opinion, are the effects of long-term gaslighting campaigns. I just find it funny that he has kind of like almost the same YouTube history as I do. The difference between him and me is that I wasn't looking for monetization. I wasn't looking to become a content creator. I wasn't looking to have a voice in any of this parasocial world sphere or whatever. That wasn't me. I was just sharing honestly, openly, and genuinely. And I wanted everyone, especially the youth, to be able to have access to the information that I had to give them because it was going to keep them alive. Now, it has become my job, especially after I realized how many people have become rich off of exploiting me. And it made me wonder how many people have made money off of Young Pharaoh. Like, I know a lot of people have a lot of things to say, and we get caught up into the storyline. But when you think about what Odell just said, and see, for me, the Dallas, the Dallas incident, it hits home for me. It was July, right around 4th of July, 2016.
Yep.
I'll never forget that because me and my family had just moved to DeSoto. I was, over at the cigar lounge that I took you to.
Mm-hmm.
The last place that I sang, that I filmed for my website before it got torched and torpedoed. That's where I was with my new friends who I had made working and living in Dallas. And we got a bunch of phone calls. Oh my God! There's a masked assassin running around in Dallas. Are y'all gonna be okay? Oh my God! Y'all left Philly and y'all moved to Dallas. Oh my God! Y'all gonna end up dead. Oh my God! And I'm like, that was downtown Dallas. I'm in DeSoto. It's a far stretch from here. I was like, trust me, those cops, they gonna take care of him. Y'all be okay. Like, I'll never forget that. And I remember when they posted that picture, because they did post that picture of that assassin and Griff.
Like Griff knew the guy, like Griff co-signed. It was crazy.
No, but what's crazier is that's the same stuff that the Sydney Star did with Chingy.
Yeah. A fan taking a picture made it seem.
That's all it is. Think about all of the people who have taken pictures with me on YouTube, on social media, and people literally think because they post up a picture that means that person knows you, has intimate like, what the hell is wrong with our world? That people are falling for the banana in the tailpipe in the manner in which that they do. Like, do we really believe that that's what we've gotten to in this world? It's funny. We believe everything that we see, and then we also don't believe what's right in front of our faces. Like, am I making sense?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
was having a really profound thought about me and my commentary and the things that I've said throughout the years. And I asked myself, have the things that I've said, are they really that unbelievable? Or is it just that people don't want to believe them? Because, see, there's really two ways of looking at that. Is it really that I'm unbelievable? Or is it that people just don't want to believe what I'm saying because it hurts? Because it highlights how screwed up this world has actually become and how fallible our minds are. So, yeah, oh my goodness, my mind might be stronger than young Pharaoh's. Well, see, there's the big difference between me and young Pharaoh. The huge difference. I'm an adult, a full-grown adult with wisdom, and he was a young man when he came into all of this notoriety around him. If I had chosen to start speaking out against the industry and sharing during the height of my career, in the midst of my career, and all of these things that happened to me, I would not have survived it. And I do not think I would have handled it as well as I have. See, discipline, knowledge, steadiness, being prepared to be shunned, understanding and knowing you can't trust everybody. And even the few people that I have chosen to trust, or the few people that I gave grace to see if they were trustworthy, even when I already knew that they weren't.
Mm.
See, that's discipline. Because I can tell you right now, there is nobody on YouTube that y'all have seen me talk to that I have ever trusted.
Mm.
Nobody.
Mm.
Not near one of them. I wouldn't have as much recordings as I do if I did. I wouldn't be able to call when they're about to turn on me and betray me and start acting a fool as accurately as I do if I did.
Yeah, like clockwork.
And even the ones who are still waiting in the shadows to pop out and show something, I see you. Even still. So, do
You
I
don't
think
over.
Sydney Star is oh, go ahead.
Wait. No. Somebody got a question now. I'm sorry.
No, somebody was
Face
just
life in
asking.
prison. Yeah, I see that. I think so. If what they're saying is true,
I hope so.
because
But with the other conversations that we're about to have today,
yeah,
we better keep prayed up. That I will say.
I wanted to just let's hop over to this EDP 445 guy.
You want to hop over to that?
Yeah, do that, or do you want to? I don't know if I can stomach
Sure.
that.
Sure.
The he bitch with the beard.
How is he any? How are either of them any better?
No.
But if we're gonna,
They're yeah. In my opinion, they're both predators, and this is my opinion. They're both predators.
if we're gonna keep it moving, let's keep it moving. What I will say is this in close, because I wanna wrap this out right. when it comes to young Pharaoh,
Hmm.
you can think about him what you want, you can think about him what you will. But I believe in my heart of hearts that that young man is a targeted individual. And if he
Me
keeps
too.
going the way that he's going, I don't know if he's going to make it another year. What I saw in his eyes, I don't know if he's a clone. I don't know if he's possessed by the devil. Some people said that it was MK Ultra. I don't know if he's just broken. I don't know if he's lost. But the details of his life are too clockwork for the things that happen to targeted individuals. They line up with the protocol too good. Whatever he is, I'm going to keep that young man in prayer because I don't know how much longer he's going to be around. And he has kids.
Yeah, he does. Pray for him.
So yeah, let's move on along to this terrible situation that you brought to my attention. Now, I filled you in on young Pharaoh. You brought this EDP foolishness, and then I went a little bit down that rabbit hole, and I'm like, huh?
I mean, yeah, the only thing I know about him is he's a streamer and he has a bunch of followers and he got busted in a online sting operation.
A bunch of
Um,
followers, over 2 million.
well, that's a bunch, yeah.
I guess that's a bunch.
And he got caught trying to meet a under the limit. What do you call them? Tender and
Yeah, the young tenders. Yeah,
the young
the young
tender, and
tenders.
he got caught on camera, and he claimed he drove to that location to pick up a cupcake. Did you read about that, or did you hear about that one?
Yeah, yeah. No, I was looking at the documentary. I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah,
That documentary is terrible. It's
yeah.
terrible.
But yeah, I definitely wanted you to check that out because I said, well, if you're
I
talking
didn't even
about,
watch the whole thing.
no, I know, but you saw enough to where it's like, basically, he got caught. This is just what he does, and this was in 2021, where I'm talking about the cupcake situation.
Yeah, yeah.
EDP 445, aka Bryant Moreland. Um, he was caught in this like a sting operation. Internet vigilantes. Uh, they knew about, I guess, his attempt to, I guess, the illicit meetups. And he said he has an attraction to the tenders. And yeah, he's a fat fuck. He got people made songs about him. Cupcake. They
You
got him.
haven't you haven't watched the documentary yet, say.
The sick mind. It's called the sick mind of EDP 445, right?
Yeah, have you watched it?
No. I haven't seen it, but I saw a clip of it. It's going crazy on Reddit and stuff. Yeah,
When was this released?
a week ago maybe.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And it's
Yeah,
disgusting for so much more than what people are just blanket outraged for. But go ahead.
and it's on YouTube. This guy looks like the Godfather of chewed food and Big Homie CC.
All rolled up into one.
It literally rolled up into one. Yeah. So yeah, the documentary is, they say it's cringe, and everybody knew that, basically he was a predator. And I guess this whole, what did they had him beating his stuff? Like, oh my God. I'm not poetic Flacco. Like, I'm not invested in trying to watch another man's pain and like how he was doing with Roland Martin. I think you saw the clip where you
That's
saw the
not the
phone.
only. That's not
You
the
know,
only people he's
so
been all involved in. He thinks that Adam 2016 is very well endowed as well. He's always talking about somebody schlong.
that's a damn shame. Nonetheless, this EDP guy is
He
he
feel
from
a little
Philly?
EDP to me too.
Is he from Philly? Because he always wears the Eagle. He has an Eagles jersey.
I wasn't really paying attention to where he's from, but I know he is an Eagles fan, and it is absolutely disgusting. It is
Mm.
disgusting that he gets to be an Eagles fan. But hey, free country and all. Somebody ought to hang him with that Eagles jersey blanket he had. Do you want to know what I learned?
What's that?
Nothing. Do you want to know what I saw?
What you saw?
A bunch of stuff that I wish I could forget. Do you want to know what became clear to me?
What's that?
That there's more to this EDP situation than they're saying. There was more than one sting. Multiple content creators staged their coups to catch him in the act in real time. And guess what? None of it was prosecutable.
That sounds like bullshit.
None of it was prosecutable. Matter of fact, the police and district and DA said that they couldn't prosecute because these content creating weirdos did such a terrible job.
Well, maybe they choose. See, again, let's go back to
They
what
did
the police
all
choose
of
to
this.
do.
No, they did. No, listen to me. They were soliciting. They
No,
were
I know.
staging.
So they messed it up. They basically probably was entrapment, but
It was definitely entrapment. But the thing is unless they were working on behalf of the police and they are on record, and even if they were CIs, evidence is evidence. The police
well,
should be able to arrest him for the things that I was forced to see in that god awful. Oh my goodness.
we'll see. Maybe they are giving him a pass because looks like he was making
Thank
like
you, Brandon.
MAGA. He was making MAGA and Pow Pow content at one point.
Oh,
So I don't know too
he
much about what he
he
did.
he is one of the most vile, contemptible, fat pieces of crap ever to walk the face of the earth. And see, it's people like him that'll take a weaker heart and make them not believe in God.
Hmm.
He see, you got to realize before the cupcake situation, he was reaching out to hundreds of young tenders on social
So
media.
I'm sure there's dozens of victims, and he needs to get his ass
Hundreds,
whooped. He needs to get his
hundreds
ass
of
whooped.
young
Yeah.
tenders.
No. See,
Just so
cats like this.
happens, wait a minute, just so happens that the only ones he got busted with were the ones that were working with content creators. That don't make no sense to me.
Mm,
That don't make no sense to me at all. Those are the only ones.
but you see why I said talk about this before you talk about the saucy. You get what I'm saying? Because it's all
Hmm.
see. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get how a grown man, now understand his story. This is a fat slob on dialysis. who wasn't much of nothing. And then he got on YouTube and he just started talking a bunch of crazy stuff.
People thought it was funny.
I guess, the stuff that you were saying, the MAGA stuff and the firearm stuff or whatever the case may be. And then he started making a whole bunch of money. 2 million subscribers. I think he had like 2.4 million subscribers.
Yeah, that's wild.
So now he's fat and he's rich. So of course he feels as though because he's fat and he's rich and he's so popular that he should be able to get a girl. And see, he said it started just becoming humiliating for him. Because if he's rich and he's powerful and he has all this money and all of these people love him and adore him, why can't he get no girlfriend? And he was so lonely. And he needed to have a girlfriend because he was horny and he needed. And why is he still alone when he's fat and rich? And still couldn't get a chick.
You still gotta have game. You still gotta have some type of charisma, riz, etc. They said so he admitted. No. Go ahead.
So since he was so lonely, he decided to start going after young girls. He decided to start going after tenders. His titties come down damn near to his belly button. If he puts on a bra, he will be a 46 triple E.
Wow. Wendy Williams.
No, he got Wendy beat. Like for all of these girls who are looking to get a BBL, hit up your boy EDP and suck something out of his chest so you can put it in. He's got plenty to spare.
He got more titties than Dolly Parton.
Understand. It's the idea of him sweating in any capacity gives me the ick, as the kids would say. So I couldn't imagine, because the truth is, I couldn't imagine, like, even if it was consensual, I'm sure somebody could call the police and have him arrested for assault.
You ain't gonna let him
having
put his
something
belly
like that.
He can't put his belly on your back. Don't put his belly on your back.
No. I like pot bellies, not whale blubber. Blubber, just fat and greasy and nasty, just. And he has the nastiest mouth, and he's so ignorant. So he starts reaching out to a bunch of young tenders on social media and popping up in their DMs, talking all kinds of stuff about how he's going to take their innocence and drag them down into his basement and his dungeon, and he's going to destroy their innocence, and he's going to eat them up like a cupcake. And then like even the situation with the girl and the cupcakes, it was disgusting. And I'm gonna do this to you, and I'm gonna do that to you. And then as soon as he was done, because he would be gratifying himself during these conversations.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. I was reading where they said
he admitted to being attracted to the tenders, and he was in a scene where he was laid on a bed with one. he was where he was on a floor mattress with a tender being interviewed. See, if like I said, if I was a part of production, I'd beat his fat ass out of it. He would have got decapitated or skinned or something. Fat, right? Like, wow. They said he admitted to sending explicit videos to a 1-5 tender. Like you said,
that was
threatening to power, right?
Well, no, he told her, if you tell anybody, this was after he got popped the first time. But understand this, once again, he reached out to hundreds, but the only 2 that he got busted for were working with YouTubers. And at no point in time, were these 2 young women ever encouraged to actually go to the police and file real charges. Like, if you want to make it content, let these girls get their case. But no, they wanted to go viral. And he's talking about them. Oh yeah, the white guy. Oh yeah, he's a fat piece of crap. Talk about the pot and the kettle. How you gonna talk about somebody being fat and they still 150 pounds lighter than you? He was 400 and some odd pounds.
Wow.
400 and like 30 some odd pounds. Like,
see, man, look, this right here makes me okay.
Couldn't get a girl.
Then go get a robot. You buster.
So he started chasing children.
No, he needed. Look, y'all. I saw Faces of Death when I was younger. I was 19. Y'all remember back in the day, you go to Blockbuster. Somebody's like, "Oh, I dare you to rent Faces of Death." I used to just rent movies by myself and watch them. And I was like, I couldn't even watch Faces of Death. It disturbed me, and I like was on the bed or on the couch, like cuddled, like, oh shit, like what the hell did I like? It really traumatized me. I ain't gonna lie, but I saw a part where they found, this is another country, like maybe Africa. They found a chomo. Let's just say that, right? They tied that buster up, and everybody just threw rocks at him, and they tore him up, his jaw, like, ooh. And see, I think if we did that here, fuck the whole Cruel and Unusual. I think if we did that and showed motherfuckers like, okay, this is what happens when you do this type of shit, maybe people will get some straightening. I don't know. I'm not advocating it, y'all. I'm not. But what I'm saying is, y'all know what I'm saying. This is disgusting.
I hear you, boss. It gets worse. He actually admits that he doesn't care in the moment when he's talking to a young tender. And he's wacky. He says the reality of him messing up doesn't really hit until after he's messed up his floor.
Oh, wow. Oh, God.
He threatens these girls. He threatens to take their lives. He threatens to harm them. I'm still trying to understand, though, why nobody took these girls to the police to file charges before they made their viral videos.
That's a no
Because the
brainer.
truth is, you could have documented all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And then once the case and the trial and he's convicted, now you got yourself a documentary. You got yourself a story.
Oh, you got a series. Shit.
Indeed. But no.
So he's just still running around. Like, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh no, I
From
need
where I
to find
left
this
off.
motherfucker.
From where I left off. He's sitting there bragging about nothing happening to him. Meanwhile, they have a detective in this thing. And guess what? We need to watch the whole thing because I need to see the end. I couldn't get to the end. We had to go live. I couldn't get to the end. But they have a whole detective in there talking about how these YouTubers are idiots and how if he had done the investigation, it would have been by the book so that he could be off the streets, and how this detective pretty much attributed these content creators in being like low-key accomplices to his acts, because everything that they're doing is making it possible for him to stay free.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, and not only that, give him the claim of being harassed.
Wow.
I think you and I need to review this thing if we want to continue to do a breakdown and to continue to keep talking.
Yeah. No,
about
I want to
this documentary. And honestly, I don't think we should do it here.
No. No.
I think that's something that we either need to do on Patreon or we need to do it on Kick. We need to move
I was
around.
gonna say I'm gonna find the doc and I'm gonna and then don't be surprised. I'll find this fat mother and I'm ready.
No, stop saying it. Stop saying that.
Like this Buster, man, this is ridiculous. And see, that's sad. Talking about stop saying it. Like we gotta protect. Like, ooh.
I agree with you.
I got what you're saying, though. I got what you're saying.
But there are people. There are people who are looking.
Yeah, I know. I got what you're saying. This is this guy.
You know how people like to take clips and blow them out of proportion. That's me being shady. But seriously, though, they, in my opinion, when I'm looking at this whole situation, see, and this is what I keep talking about, the dangers of this parasocial experiment, these online communities and such, because people are watching. They were watching him. He was talking about this stuff on his YouTube channel. Like, this wasn't just offline stuff. This wasn't just stuff that happened in DMs. He was talking about this stuff on his channel. It wasn't until he went viral. Like, the simple fact that they got Adam 16. Oh my God, EDP just got busted. Oh, like all of these content creators. This story went uber viral. When the first guy popped him, it was a big payday for social media. It was a huge payday. I think that's the part that people keep looking past. Welcome, Shanae. Welcome to Jag Nation. No, but seriously, I don't think people get it. Number one, people showed up to watch him. It was so sad when he said that when he finally, got his 2 million subscribers. Finally, he said he felt like he had a sense of worth.
Well, he got a sense of Butterworth.
I want you to think about the kind of person this is.
No. Attention. I get it. Like
he's on dialysis.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
He's on dialysis. That's how big he is. That's how bad his diabetes is. Salute. What's going on? Dewan B in the building. This guy is like he's black.
EDP. Every damn plate.
You a mess.
No, that's your boy said that.
I know. My thing is he's black. He's obese. Like I almost lightweight feel bad about having to call him obese because that's like an insult to obese people. He's a whale. He's got diabetes so bad that he has to do dialysis. This isn't an old guy.
That's type 2. Right? Type 2.
That's type 4.
Oh shit.
For all of him. For all of him.
This, yeah.
They got to double up.
That nigga blood type is ragu.
Matter of fact, they actually, please, there are, no. His blood type is Crisco.
He's
Clogged
so fat.
arteries and veins. Just anyway,
So,
I want you to think about who he is, though.
That's a fat bastard. Yeah.
He's beyond obese. He's sick. He's on dialysis. And his access to feeling special in life was being a YouTube content creator.
Why is he worried about freaking off? He should be worried about his damn health. Like,
no,
you
that's not what he was worried
about.
about.
You got money like that. Go get some of that fat cut off.
That's not what he was worried about. No. He needed a girlfriend. Understand this. He was rich and famous. He needed a girlfriend. Why can't he get a girlfriend? He was lonely, and the only thing that he went after were young tenders. How many people on YouTube are operating just like him?
A lot. I guarantee you, a lot.
That's the problem. And I'm sitting there looking at this British guy reviewing this thing, and he's sitting there. He doesn't care about the victims. He doesn't really even care. Like, he's sitting there laughing at this guy and talking about how ridiculous he is, and talking about how ridiculous the people who were going after him were, and the interviewers, and the this, that, and the third. And he barely spent any time talking about these young tenders, but he kept complaining about something. He said, how is it that they get to put this up, that he got to have this kind of content, talking all of this kind of stuff, and talking about what he's going to do with young girls and all of this. He could do all of this and his channel, and he made tons of money. He said, and I said, I changed some song lyrics and made them a little racy, and my channel got struck. He kept complaining about that. How am I getting struck for racy song lyrics? And this dude is a whole PDF operating, and the people around him that are sitting here showing videos of him doing a wacky on the camera, sending this stuff to girl. Like, it was, and nobody, and they get they all of their content is green. Now, fuck him for only giving a shit about the content. But he brings up a very relevant question that we have asked on several occasions. Matter of fact, I was just talking about it in the last video I did on my channel. How does that work?
Hmm. Hmm.
That demons and deviants get to operate without impunity on this platform until it becomes socially unacceptable from a viral story, even though they have been sitting around doing it for years with millions of views, millions or millions or millions of views. But until it goes viral and it gets acknowledged in the news, because YouTube did the same thing with the kidfluencers that we were talking about. YouTube didn't demonetize that little girl's platform until the lawsuit hit. And it was a class action with a bunch of parents that said, yo, her mother is a G rumor and she's a victim, and they tried to make all our kids victims.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there have been all kinds of stuff going on. Like, what's really good with YouTube? Why is it that people that make decent, informative, honest, real content, why are their channels always struggling, but the demons are always allowed to grow, always promoted, pushed to the front of every algorithm?
Good question.
Why are these deviants? Why are these demons? Why are their hype? Why are you always able to hype their videos? But half the time we put up videos, they don't even make hyping an option. Like, see, this is what I'm saying. The conversation that we're having tonight, we're talking about the predatory nature of social media and the people that operate within those spaces. Whether content creator, or just subscriber. You know, it's not just the content creators and the panelists and the moderators and the people that are creating all of this stuff that are a part of the problem. Sometimes it's the subs too. You know, some of these subs, they're worse than the content creators. All of those people who sat there in his live streams, in EDP's live streams, none of them went to the police. Why not? Why is it that people consistently have to get busted after a big viral moment before anybody's willing to call them out on what they see them doing? Actively. And salute. King Amadeus.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah. This guy, man, I'm not saying nothing because, man.
I am disgusted yet again. Like, I find it funny, like it's getting to the point now where it's hard for me to even have commentary that doesn't come out spasmodic, because I either just want to curse, holler, and scream and say every terrible thing possible about these people, or low-key cry. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And this is what I was talking about. I'm like, we start off talking about young Pharaoh, who was a big personality here online. And regardless of what people think about him, we're currently watching what I do believe could very well be the end of this young man's life. And it's being monetized, it's being shared, it's being commentated on. People are making money off of it.
Well, we're
While
not
we're
going to
watching it
speak.
really crash
Hey,
out.
we're not going to speak on it like that. I got what you said about this could quite possibly be, but no, we're not going to speak
I'm not
on it like
speaking.
that.
I'm
No,
not
I know you're not.
speaking
I know
anything
you're not.
over him. What
I
I'm
know you're
saying
not.
is that there's a YouTuber that's going up for trial this month in some courthouse in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
Who
the
used to go
Manny.
by
Yeah,
Sin City Manny.
yeah.
And
That,
because of the YouTube antics that everyone watched and everyone encouraged, 2 people lost their lives on the strip.
mm-hmm. And it went left real quick. It's ridiculous.
And guess what? If you ask me, they're all guilty because they all played a part and got involved in this
Mm-hmm.
nasty business that happens here on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm saying when it comes to young Pharaoh. That's what I'm looking at. Because I'm sure nobody thought that Manny and Finney was going to turn out the way it turned out. But it did. And guess what? Of all of the court cases that everybody's talking about on YouTube right now, ain't nobody talking about that one. At all. Nobody's talking about it.
Mm.
I mean, you can call him young zesty all you want. Personally, I'm not seeing it as, I'm seeing something different. Exactly. People are seeing people's demise. They're seeing all of this stuff. Weirdos sitting here applauding and celebrating just disgusting people. And they're all laughing to the bank. Honey, I don't know what he's in, but what I can tell you is he's definitely in trouble. That's what I can tell you. He's in trouble. All I can do is keep people in prayer. But at the end of the day, it's going to do what it do. YouTube algorithm will allow all kinds of stuff. We got to ask why. Because the truth is, this EDP guy, it shouldn't have got this. It shouldn't have got this far. Like 2 different YouTubers catch him on camera admitting to doing things with young tenders, bragging online about it, and then being able to walk away from it because essentially the YouTubers made it possible for him to do so, but everybody got paid. And the only victims that anyone is speaking about just so happen to be working with YouTubers. Like, I'm sorry, it's too convenient. So we're definitely gonna have to figure that whole thing out and move forward. It's been a long day, so I'm not gonna drag this out. I wasn't sure if we had some clips tonight or not. I guess We could circle back at another time if we don't. But the last situation we got going on here.
Mm.
Saucy Santana. See, this is ridiculous. It's about as ridiculous as that crap that Funky Dineva had to say. By the way, did I tell you upon further research, not just checking out the clip, but upon further research, that whole Funky Dineva business, him talking about feeling sorry for anyone who wakes up with the natural attraction to the young tenders? That was a conversation about David Burke. That all stemmed from a conversation about David Burke. D4VD. I totally missed that part. Apparently, they were talking about D4VD in that interview, and he was trying to intellectualize how David Burke ended up with Celeste Rivas. I'm Did y'all know that? See, I had missed that part. See, because this is a clip culture, right? And we're always watching clips, because now I'm even more pissed about what that weirdo man in makeup was running his mouth about. So basically, they low-key already starting to try to find a way to create a sympathetic campaign for a young man who was messing with a young tender who had met her before she was even a teenager and made sure I won't say made sure, but somehow after being with him, she didn't make it to 15. He actually had the audacity to say, like, maybe he's immature and that's why he was messing around with the young tenders. Maybe stunted growth. He actually said that. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? He literally tried to find a way to spin off some kind of sympathy. The sympathy he was trying to weave together was for David D4VD Burke. That young tender ain't even alive. Funky Dineva is as far as I'm concerned, Funky Dineva can kiss my whole black ass and every other ass he can get in front of his face. As far as I'm concerned, like, he is ridiculous. The things that he is doing and the things that he is saying are divisive. They are manipulative, and more than that, they are harmful, and not just harmful to society, but harmful to children. And anybody who's not holding him accountable, shame on you, because you're afraid of him and his internet friends and his parasocial relationships, and you don't want to be pointed out as making fun of one of the cool kids or one of the popular kids. And we wonder why Sydney Starr is sitting around doing the things that he doing. Now, he was supposed to have another bond hearing. Haven't checked up on the status of that yet, but I will. And I pray to God that he does not get it. I pray to God that Sydney Starr does not get bond. And if that's not bad enough, we got Saucy Santana running around talking about the kids want to F him. And as if that wasn't bad enough, then we got his song, this Quiet on the Creek foolishness, which now he is on a press tour defending. Not just defending the song, but defending what he said in the clip and how he is not going to be held accountable for what he has said on social media and how he is a celebrity and people are going to learn to respect his celebrity. Do you hear what I'm saying? That's what that's his defense. And then pulling up clips of him apparently turning down the advances of an underage person who was trying to get with him, and him saying, I'm a grown man, and which in my opinion, I think it was all staged. But at no point in time in any of the interviews that he did, and that interview that he did over there at Angela Yee's, I understand people are looking to try to find a way to stay monetized, keep their platform monetized. I understand that for a lot of people, this is how you earn your living. I know that money is tight in this country. I know that food is high. I know that bills are getting more and more expensive. But the way they sat there and coddled this weirdo, this Diddyite, because I think a lot of people keep forgetting that he's one of Diddy's little pets too. Best friends with Carisha. And the both of them got songs, and Drewski got to host the BET Awards. They still doing Diddy's little special ones favors, say. But see, they kept their mouth shut during that trial. So I guess this is their reward for being faithful to the devil. They sat there and they allowed over there on Angela Yee, this person to not only not address what he meant by saying kids want to F me, but they sat there, oh no, because Santana, we ain't never heard about you being that way. You would never do that to a child. You would never be that way. Just sitting there glazing. Just glazing. And then him talking about, well, every time somebody do good, see, that's when they come for you. And that's when they want to tear you down. Because see, all of this that's happening to me, God did this. God did this for me. See, this is what God did. And it just made me think about that Khaled project, that God did crap. And I'm sitting there just boiling. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He did say all of these things. And they're sitting there and they're letting him get away with it. But the problem that I have with all of that, for all of the glazing, for all of the media cleanups and the public relation cleanup that they're doing, that's not why people are mad at him. They're not mad at him. Like when I seen Tiffany Haddish dancing to this Quiet on the Creek, which apparently is supposed to be all about something that his grandmother used to say to him when he was a little thing, and they used to go down over there to the creek, and they used to go just the fishing down on the creek, and they would be so loud in the creek, and so grandmom said, you got to be quiet on the creek. Like it's sad that he's bringing his grandmom into his foolishness, into his demon time. It's sad because the symbolism, all of those little people in his video wearing backpacks ain't got nothing to do with fishing or your granny. We have a problem in this nation where we keep normalizing predatory behavior with young tenders. We got a problem with that. But even though nobody really wanted to hold him accountable for his predatory conversation about young tenders and a song that is low key encouraging deviant behavior with young tenders, the reason why everyone got mad at him was because apparently the White House decided to share this alleged pedo anthem on an ICE post. And the second that happened, somebody popped up in Saucy's social media to let him know that the White House shared his song, and he decided to retweet it, which I find funny because this is the same White House that's ran by the man that won't let his big daddy Diddy out of jail, or at least won't give him a pardon. I'm just trying to figure it out. How crazy is America at this point in time? Like, ICE reposting this song as if that makes any sense. I think what was their reason for doing it? Because it's so quiet down by the border. Like, I just, yes, Big Daddy Diddy. Because Saucy Santana was all up underneath the scrotal of that demon. The outrage that nobody is having for what we're witnessing is beyond belief. The PDFers is linking up. They looking out for each other in the backdrop. They making excuses for one another. And everybody's just sitting around online watching and being entertained. We have a serious problem. As a society, we have a serious problem as Black people that all of this stuff is happening amongst our people. It's disgusting. And I just want to ask the audience, I want to ask all of you, and especially everybody who might come through for Replay Gang, let us know in the comments, please. Do you think PDFers are about to be normalized in the United States? Because that's what it's starting to look like to me. It is starting to look like to me that PDFers are about to be given the red carpet to walk amongst us in society and be normal. And see, everybody keeps talking about the LGBTQ community and saying, oh, don't blame the LGBTQ community for this. Don't do that. Don't do this. Well, then I got a great idea. If the community really cares about how it's being represented, why don't y'all take up the charge on taking out the trash? That's what I have to say to the LGBTQIA plus community. Before they add M to it. For M attracted person. And when I say M, I'm talking about the young tenders. See if any community should be invested in cleaning up all of these weirdos and getting them into jail as quickly as possible. You know, it's so funny when the LGBTQIA plus community gets activated. Oh, when they go after people, they tear stuff down. They tear stuff down. You let the LGBTQIA plus community get to going on something. It should have been the community that was down there at the courthouse when Sidney Starr got arrested, making all kinds of noise about how we're not going to let PDFers get away with it. They should have been the first ones to go after Saucy Santana for what he said in that pool talking about kids want to F him. They should be going after EDP. They should be going after a lot of people. There's a lot of things going wrong. The community didn't jump up to cancel Funky Dineva for what he was saying, and now to know that he was saying it in regards to a conversation about D4VD, who not only was messing with a child and not only masquerading as bi and not only having bi all kinds of stuff going on and doing all kinds of craziness, but that child ended up disfigured in the trunk of his car. I'm not understanding. Like, if any community should be taking action, it should be that community. It should be. They should have something to say. They should have a lot more to say than what they're saying right now, because they're saying next to nothing. You know, Obama is always so quick to want to put people in their place. Is Obama going to have something to say about D4VD? In the music industry, where some of his close, dear friends are captains of industry, is Obama going to have anything to say about the Saucy Santana song? And the White House reposting it? Like, it's just funny to me. 444. I'm just trying to understand. Like I told y'all, this conversation tonight, it's y'all already know me. I'm always on the other side of the conversation. But on this Sabbath, I'm going to be praying for our country, and I'm going to be praying for the children in this country, because I think they're up for grabs at this point. I think our kids are up for grabs. And we need to pray for every last one of them. Because this is insane. Like, it's just going too far. It's going too far. The celebrity worship, it's going too far. The supporting and rallying behind all of the worst people in this world, it's going too far. But if we keep going at the trajectory we're going, 10 years from now, some of these weirdos might be able to just be doing whatever they want to be doing with these young tenders without worrying about. I'm telling you, I got a feeling, and it's not a good one. It's not a good one. Leave Obama out of the no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Obama is not perfect. I am so sorry to hurt your feelings, but Obama be having a whole lot to say about a whole lot of things. Obama runs his mouth about a whole lot of things. And he know how to keep his mouth shut about a whole lot of things too. Everybody, for the most part, that we're talking about right here are black. The only time he seems to be interested in talking to anyone about any issues that are going on in the black community is when it has something to do with an election or something to do with one of his friends. He is not perfect. Period. And we all need to take the wool off of our eyes. These politicians, they don't give no damn about people. And as long as we're all just sitting back having these parasocial relationships with strangers that we do not know, and just sitting back and watching and allowing them all to get away with crimes against humanity being staged in front of a public audience, monetized all the way to the bank. What did Kanye always used to say? Traumatize, monetize. Traumatize, monetize. Saucy Santana. Literally. Traumatize, monetize. I'm sorry, Wolfgang Amadeus. Is there something that you wanted to say for a final thought? You tapped in? Or
Sad.
you tapped out? Hello?
I'm here.
Oh, I thought we were missing you. I
I
thought you
don't
were
know.
trying to say something.
Hmm.
But yeah, guys, on that note, we're going to get ready to wrap it up. This is the weekend wrap up. And hide your wife and hide your kids. The weirdos are running the show, it seems.
Nighty
Or
night.
at least,
I said nighty night. Keep your butthole tight. This bitch with this human hemorrhoid with beard. What's this creek? This creek creeping on a creek.
I was done with it when I seen Tiffany Haddish doing her little dance to it in a short, promoting this shit, doing the whole dance. And I'm just sitting here thinking, if that song had have existed when her and Aries Spears did that video, would they have played that in the background? Would they have played that in the background for those poor little kids? Quiet on the creek while he's naked in the tub.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, man, people's memories is way too short for me. Way too short for me. That whole thing, her in that inappropriate thing about, yeah, I'm gonna take your son and I'm gonna take your kid and all of this and all of that, and now you dancing it like, ooh, it's getting a little bit too free, too wild for me. Yeah, well, I just love how when people ask questions in interviews and people give answers, how everyone is just so quick to believe what people have to say is if they're not capable of telling bold-faced lies. Ah, I don't understand. I don't understand. Thank you, Maria. I'm yeah, that's about it. We I'm all tapped out. I just want to thank everybody who stopped through tonight, and thank you for the jewels. Thank you for the super chats. Appreciate you. To the new members, welcome. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Um, you know, our platforms, we have unique perspective and a unique view, but I do believe, in my opinion, these are necessary views. There is too much glazing, and there is just it's just too much, too much of everything. It's just too much. I can't even begin to describe how hard it is for me to not sit online cussing and hollering and screaming all day. And I'm not trying to be that person. I'm too old for it. But we can have these conversations and we can keep it real. And we thank you guys for coming through. Thank you for sharing your opinion. And understand this, we don't always all have to agree about everything, but we can have realistic conversations with one another and do it respectfully. I'm not sure what people expect from me all the time. I really don't understand what people expect from me all the time. All I can do is speak from an honest place. But what I will say is what you can count on getting from me is a real perspective coming from a responsible place. Because what I care about is the future. And for those who are not on the same page with me, well, then you can kiss my black ass. Honestly. Because that's what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about preserving or protecting predators. I'm not worried about the reputation of so-called famous people. I'm not worried about saving face. I'm not worried about any of that shit. I'm worried about the future. And I wish more people would be. But I'm telling you right now, YouTube. Woo. Oh yes, and welcome to all new subscribers on Kick. Thank you, Kat. We need to get more worried about, and we need to pay closer attention, because the truth is, a lot of times we all get together and we have these weekend wrap-ups, and a lot of people haven't heard about a lot of the things that we talk about. So on that note, this is another weekend wrap-up in the can. We thank you very much for coming by. Please like, share, subscribe, hype, and become a member so you can have access to all of the content and be here for our members only chats and all of that. Okay, on that note, on behalf of Wolfgang Amadeus, Set in the West, myself, Shabbat Shalom. More than anything, Shalom. And please say a prayer for our children. Lord knows they need it. We up out of here.